जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम एंड भारत माता की जय। स्वागत है आपको ऑन द फौजी शो। टुडे वी हैव विद अस वेरी स्पेशल गेस्ट, ग्रुप कैप्टन भरत सर। सर के साथ हमने एसएसबी रिगार्डिंग वीडियो बनाया था बिकॉज सर हैज बीन अ जीटीओ, बट सर हैज आल्सो बीन अ डिविजनल ऑफिसर एट नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी। सर इज हिमसेल्फ एन एक्स एनडीए। तो एक्स कैडेट्स के साथ तो हमने काफी वीडियोस बनाए हैं बिहाइंड द सीन्स, लेकिन इंस्ट्रक्टर का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू क्या होता है वो आज हम सर से जानेंगे। सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग ऑन आवर चैनल अगेन एंड गिविंग अस योर प्रेशियस टाइम। फॉर दोज हु डोंट नो, सर इज रिटायर्ड एंड करंटली ही मेंटोर्स एंड ट्रेन करते हैं एस्पिरेंट्स को टू गेट इनटू आर्म्ड फोर्सेस एंड स्पेशली टू क्रैक एसएसबी। सर अपनी खुद की संस्था चलाते हैं कॉल्ड सैनिक गुरुकुल। द लिंक एंड द नंबर इज इन डिस्क्रिप्शन, यू कैन चेक इट आउट।
तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल।
जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम और भारत माता की जय। स्वागत है आपका द फौजी शो में। द फौजी शो में सामाजिक जिम्मेदारी की तरफ एक विनम्र कोशिश है। इस शो से इकट्ठा किया हर पैसा भारत के वीर फाउंडेशन में जाएगा ताकि हमारे शहीद भाई बहन की फैमिलीज को कोई भी आर्थिक समस्या ना आए। आपके एक लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब से किसी की सहायता हो सकती है, क्योंकि मैं खुद एक एक्स-NDA हूँ और नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी में 3 साल ट्रेनिंग किया हूँ। मैं सम्मान करता हूँ हर उस भाई बहन का जो सरहद पर है, ताकि हम जैसे लोग, आप और मैं, चैन की नींद सो सके।
Sir, thank you so much. And first time I'm making a video with the NDA divisional officer, so मुझे काफी अच्छा लग रहा है। And मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, sir, how was it when you got to know that you have got the chance to go back to your alma mater? How was that moment?
Thank you very much, Simrat. You asked a question which, I was very excited to get back. And I was, right, if you ask me clearly, I was very, very happy because it is like NDA was my dream when I was in 11th and 12th. And you will agree with me, for most of the cadets, it's a dream to come back as an instructor and be
बिल्कुल
the
बिल्कुल।
video or the camp in charge officer or something like that. So I was very happy and I was very excited. I had finished almost a 5-year tenure in transport squadron by then.
Okay.
So it was very exciting for me, and I wanted to know which squadron I'm going to go as Div-O. But you don't come to know that.
Yes, sir.
So I was waiting, and during when my posting signal had come, somehow I was involved in some exercise. So none of my unit people, my adjutant, and somehow it just slipped off. So we were not sure that. I came to know a little bit late, probably a week later, that I am actually posted out to India. I was very happy.
Great. Sir, you are yourself an Apache and you got posted to Delta Squadron as a divisional officer. So, how was that feeling जब कोई ट्रॉफी डेल्टा अल्फा वाले जीतते थे एंड डेल्टा guys are second? So, like, used to be happy or you be sad कि यार my squadron won?
No, no, no. Firstly, I'm ex-Delta. I'm Delta
Okay,
85, and
okay.
I became a divisional officer in Alpha Squadron.
Oh, sorry, I got the other way around.
No, no issue. Luckily or unluckily, Alpha was performing better than Delta during my tenure as a UO. So I didn't have that issue, but definitely, like you get mature by the time you become an officer, and you do want your squad to do well. But that's it. You don't like to become a seven-termer where you're trying to push, and one odd day you will go and tell them, "Ki bloody buck up," or do well, best wishes, or something like that. And in the camps, you will tell them. Maybe you will give them a little bit of lift in the camp. No, they were
During
where they're
CP.
searching, where they're searching for the point, and you'll call them only. At times it happens, no, where
Sir,
the
yes.
candidates are searching for the point, and because you are sitting, then you'll say, "Beti Delta, come here. I'm sitting here, करके बुला लेते हो."
And
इतना ही
sometimes,
होता
sir,
है.
I remember we had a DS who himself was an Indian. So
Mhm.
we got to his CP and yeah, told us यू गाइस दो ना अगली सीपी कहाँ पे है? तो यस सर वी नो। अच्छा वहां पे जाके ना वो उसके नीचे देखना, नॉल के नीचे वहां बैठे होंगे वो लोग।
Small, little, I would say, you can't call it cheating, but maybe disclosure of certain.
And or sometimes it happens ki okay take some rest, so that they give some rest at their CP. I remember like these small little things. Great. Sir, what is expected from a cadet from a instructor point of view? Ki what is his basic things like he should keep in mind while training?
It is I would say, a question which encompasses too many factors actually. See, if you ask me in short, what is training? Training is nothing but an action of teaching a person or an animal a particular skill or a particular type of behavior. So when we go to NDA, we get trained to become leaders of our troops, and so we are trying to become like if you remember from equitation lines, if you run towards the goal market, you will be seeing on the left side NDA maker of man. Okay. So
Yes, yes.
NDA maker of man, now there are girl candidates also. Now maybe they will
Yeah, now
remove
they
it.
have removed it and they have made it cradle of military leadership.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is the idea is, I mean, I'm not trying to take a pot shot. I'm only trying to say that leader of man, I mean, if you are going from as a boy or a girl, and now you come out as a leader. So that is the training which is supposed to be given to you. So in this aspect, the aim is to become a military leader. And this is the cradle for leadership. That's the terminology used by learned people and all. Now, if you take it from the cadet's point of view, he will look at it as that he has to go through so many tests, so many exams, and you have to pass this. And that is how he looks at it. Now, when you look it from the other side, first thing the candidate should do is that he should facilitate himself to be getting ready for the training. See, you will generally find like once you fly one aeroplane, I mean, I can't, I mean, I relate, I'm from the Air Force, so I'll give you an example. Suppose you fly N-32. Now you get a Boeing MCF. MCF means you will go on, you need to fly the, or IL-76, some other aircraft you want to fly. Now, when you go into that aircraft, again, you start from scratch until unless you reach a particular experience level where you know that all aircrafts, you know how to handle them. Similarly, if you might be the topper of the course when you joined NDA, but you are still a first-timer. Now, a first-timer is, however skilled or however high OLQ he's got in the SSB, he will still be junior to the second-timer, who is the last second-timer. So what you have to understand is you need to be open to be ready to be learning, to get trained and learn those skills which you are, or a particular behavior, skill, behavior, whatever you can call it, knowledge. Like if you have a previous knowledge, like some RMC cadet will say that I know swimming, I know riding, I know some, let's say this previous knowledge, you will agree with me that he might have some previous knowledge in a particular thing, it will get some edge in some place. But he cannot. See, the curriculum is such, he may not be good in FL, or he may not be very good in sport, or maybe he's weak in arm, PT. Something will be there within him wherein he has to run the extra mile. So, as far as the candidate is concerned, we expect as a Div-O that he should be open, because see what happens is by the time you finish your third, fourth term, you will be almost in the same plane. Even though a candidate who is already trained earlier, he will come to that because he gets that opportunity until unless he doesn't want to learn or he refuses to take or he has got his own inhibitions. And there are enough distractions for the cadet. There people will tell you, yeah, smart act mar le, wo kar le, do something, somehow manage. So this kind of thing, if you ask me, the first and the foremost thing is that you should be open to the training. And you will find that the methods are may not be as what you have seen in a school. Even if you are from a Sainik school, I will still say that that may not be the methodology being followed by your. And in fact, you will agree with me that each squadron has got its own methodology.
बिल्कुल sir.
Because for some squadron, something is important. For some other squadron, something else is important.
Also
So
depends on the six-termers, ki
yeah,
how
six termers.
they are.
No, I will add to that because I came on the other side.
Sir,
Now, like I have been a Div-O, divisional officers and the squadron commander, they have their own role to play in shaping the squadron
sir.
because they have their own role to guide the students. Which, as a student, as a cadet, you start feeling that absolutely it is. Just give me a second.
Sir.
You will feel that this is absolutely the cadets who are running. I agree with you that it's always the cadets who are running. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's always the cadets who run the show here. However, the cadets are groomed by the divisional officers and they are continuously monitored. You might feel that nobody is monitoring you, but actually it is not so. You are getting monitored at various places. Now I'll get into the I would say, details part of it. See, what all are there in the training of an NDA cadet? Major portion is your academics. Even though the cadet thinks it otherwise, he thinks that is one of the last things.
Yes, sir.
However, it has got, if you ask me, the ODT is
Maximum
almost,
marks.
the maximum marks are from
Yes, for
academics.
merit.
Yeah. In fact, I keep
Especially,
telling
sir,
people,
I had
uh,
seen that in service subjects have a lot of marks. Jabki we studied for only for 2 terms.
I'll come to that. See,
Sir,
academics is the major chunk. Now, the
sir,
second aspect is about the ODT.
OTT.
ठीक है
Outdoor
ना? That
training
will
for normal
outdoor
for
training, and it
guys.
has got a lot
Yes.
of parts. I will tell you that also. Like
Sir,
outdoor
sir.
training has got PT, drill, games, squad games,
Swimming.
battalion games, academic
Yeah.
games. So swimming, riding. Now these, I'm talking about broad concept. Mein. Then we
Sir,
come on to the service subjects. Now one is the common service subjects. One is the specialized service. You are talking of the specialized. Now
sir.
इसमें आपका कैंप्स भी आता है. सर्विस ट्रेनिंग में आपका कैंप्स भी आता है, आपका रेंज फेयरिंग आता है. So all these kind of things comes in the service training. Now thereafter you will have the extracurricular activities. Now your extracurricular activity can be clubs, academy teams, battalion competitions. Like you will have battalion tennis, but there will be no squad tennis. There is a reason behind that also.
Yes,
Like
sir.
you will have, there is a reason behind that. So, and you will, like in the clubs also, you have outdoor clubs and you also have the indoor clubs. So you will have, and people don't know that that is also getting monitored. Maybe in a roundabout way, but that gets monitored. And not the least is the discipline. Now, nowadays I found when I became a Div, I came to know that there is something called a single star discipline rating and
Yes, sir.
two-star discipline. And
Yes.
now, see, punishments are two types. One is the official punishment where it gets logged and the Sabs and the adjutant takes over. Then the other side is about the uh, unofficial one, which your seniors might administer, or maybe your squad office also administers at times. So these are but this is also part of training. Like I made one of my DCCs who was a two-star discipline rating guy. I made him go through one single because I felt that he should go. And I made the SSC and the BCC also. It was an endurance hike, as we call it. I made them
Sir.
go through this because otherwise they will become tomorrow an air marshal and they say, I have never done that. So because the star is for, because there is, I've never done that. So I felt that tomorrow आप हिमाचल भी बनोगे. You should be able to have done. I know what is Singat or whatever. During that time it was not there. Now it may or may not be. That is a
Now
different
it
issue.
is Raleras, sir, towards Raleras.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that. But I remember because I think you used to go to a lot of civilian areas those days. We
Yes.
used to,
Yes, sir.
those days it was not, I would say, so populated or the thing was not, it was more of an open space in a lot of areas. Even the cross country also used to be from glider dome to glider dome. So we used
Oh,
to cross outside the Garware farms and all, people used to go. So
okay.
that is not the issue. And there are certain marks for OLQ also.
Yes, sir.
So people are observing this and he is constantly noting down the OLQs. And there is a aspect of, I'll come into details of OLQ also, how the SSB grading is not the same as what you do in the, like SSB has got four factors. In this, we give more importance to the moral fiber, and because that's what we are trying to make out of the candidate. Even though the candidate's perspective might be diametrically opposite to it. He will say that I have been told to do this, and he's actually doing what he's been told to, or what is perceived as the squadron requirement. Because now that is also a, I would say, why do you need to compete as a squadron? That
Sir,
also
can
is,
I ask one thing? I'm really sorry to interrupt,
नहीं
but वरना
please.
फिर बात चली जाएगी. आपने
Mhm.
OLQs का बोला and how it is being noticed. But sir, I remember first three terms,
Mhm.
the interaction with our divisional officers is very less.
Yeah,
So
because
how it is
see,
being
no,
noticed?
no, no, that is what you're thinking. That is your
Okay.
perception because see, you
Okay.
have never seen a Div-O. So, but there are, see, you can ask any naval person. The
Sir.
captain of the ship doesn't come out of the his own office. He doesn't even go to the wardroom, as they call it, the officers' mess. But he knows everything what is happening. See, you cannot disclose that he's totally, he's never seen it. See, there are times where he'll come, the Div-O will come for one football match.
Okay, like that. Okay,
He
got it.
sees, he sees you. The Div-O comes to know from the senior cadets that this cadet is performing or he's putting in, he's given good, he's getting the feedback, no? One on time,
Okay.
he'll go to the academic section, he'll come to know that this cadet is sleeping. In fact, it comes the other way around. They come searching to you, telling that "Okay, this cadet is sleeping." You come to know how many classes the person is bunking, or you find him out during your cabin cupboard, study period, somebody is sleeping. There are too many things where he may not talk to you. See, in the first to three terms, as you rightly brought out, the Div-O is not, I would say, interested in speaking with you because
Okay.
he wants to follow the chain of command.
Okay.
And if you see, Div-O is with you all the time in the camp greenhorn.
Hmm.
You are getting observed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I can make one and one because I remember as six termers whenever used to go for orders and all, so they used to ask about a lot of juniors. So okay, sir, you, you were saying something about OLQs in
Yeah,
general,
yeah.
ki how the marking is different.
Yeah, yeah. See, first thing is this may not interest a candidate or a cadet now, but see, the scale is different, and there is more emphasis on there's a factor moral here,
Okay.
and that has got that is see anything which is dealing with moral conduct is taken seriously. You will also agree with me that anybody who's stealing, cheating,
Yes.
they're immediately taken manhandling. These are not taken lightly because they show the weakness and they will be catching the guy, and you will find that there is no mercy after that.
बिल्कुल.
So discipline ka part mein moral, see when you see the OLQs, when we do the OLQ assessment in the SSBs, I would say that there are 15 OLQs. Here that one, I mean, I would not like to disclose just like there is more. There is a factor moral is also seen in this. How the guy is grooming and how he is coming up in the subsequent terms. That also gives you an indication. People think that if he is coming in first enclosure, he is a very good OLQ. No, it is not like that. It is, in fact, that the other way. And that's how a cadet rates. A boxing medalist who is a cross country medalist, you think that he has done everything. That's not how the Div-O is watching. That's
But they
if I
get
tell
more
you,
importance than a torchy, what I've seen.
that is how the cadet thinks like that. I mean, I mean, what I mean to say is academics are important. In fact, I would say that takes the major chunk of your merit.
Yes.
In fact, I keep telling candidates who come for my SSB, see, because a lot of young kids, no, they are fed up with the studies, what they are checking piece rahe hain, they are trying to study. They think that, okay, NDA jaunga. In fact, you asked me about me also. I was doing engineering. I felt that, यार, वहां जाएंगे, घोड़े चलाएंगे, थोड़ा भाग दौड़ कर लेंगे, बास्केटबॉल खेलेंगे. So this is how you think that you don't have to study much. But it's the other way around in the service. See, rightly so in NDA, academics are given their due importance.
Sir.
Because academics are like, if you see Air Force, you become a pilot or you become any flying branch guy, he has to study regularly. That's what I thought when I went to NDA. When I went to NDA, I realized the army guys study much more than us. Then the naval guys told me that they study more than the army guys because they have got more structures to. So it is not that if you are trying to escape from studies, you should not join NDA because you want to escape studies because that will haunt you throughout your life.
सर इफ रिमेम्बर एक कहावत है कि मैं पढ़ाई से भागने के लिए मैंने एनडीए ज्वाइन की, अब मैं भाग भी रहा हूँ और पढ़ भी रहा हूँ.
Absolutely. So you will do both of things simultaneously. Even in flying, you can't say that you'll stop studying. स्टाइलिंग में तो आपको पढ़ना है, बट आर्मी में आपका करियर भी डिसाइड होता है ना. आप स्टाफ कॉलेज इंडिया में कर रहे हो, बाहर कर रहे हो, इट्स ऑन एन एग्जाम.
Yes, yes.
So it makes a lot of difference. So academics are prime, I would say, and the streams which are there, the BTech, the BSc, the techie, the super techie, or computer science, or pure science,
So
or the
your
bachelor.
time Air Force guys used to do a BSc, BA or BTech?
See, I am a non-techie Air Force cadet.
Acha.
Uh,
Okay,
but
this is I've never seen this in India because
no, that
in
is
my
till
time all
89th
Air
course.
Force and naval cadets, for them it was compulsory to do BTech, and BTech ko they used to call hyper techie. So
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. Okay,
BSc
okay.
guys were called super techie and BA guys were non techie.
No, non-techie we used to call, and one of my seniors had given me one punchline. See, academy runs on a lot on that graffiti and the punchlines. No, somebody had told me, "Have you come here to become rocket scientist?" And actually, somebody guided me to become a non-techie because in 89th course, if I'm not wrong, somewhere around that, they took a decision that they will all be techies. 89th or 90th, I think, one of these courses, they said that, okay, now we will not have not. But actually, if you had a good background of 11th and 12th maths, I didn't find it a problem, but I think it's a decision taken because of technology increasing and things like that. Now, see the next war or whatever, it will be swarms, it will be UAVs, and a totally different paradigm altogether. I feel that is why that insistence of BTech in both Navy and the Air Force.
But it gets really tough for a cadet. I've seen my Air Force and Navy counterparts to manage their Air Force training, then manage BTech subjects, and then if they have Russian FL or Chinese FL, it gets further more
Yeah,
challenging for them.
yeah. I had Russian FL, and
Okay.
it is because Russia. I mean, not only Russian. I mean Chinese also. I feel certain FLs, and that's a flair.
Okay.
Like you will find some people are very good at languages,
Yes, sir.
so they will pick up. And Squadron Mahal also makes a lot of difference. So academics are prime importance. That's what I have. When I became a Div-O, the first thing I told my students was that please don't think that academics is not important. That's it. I mean, that's very clear from my side. It was very clear that you have to study because all your life, unlike an IAS officer who will clear the exam and then he may not look into the books to write the exam. In the Air Force, we have something, to qualify for certain categories in the Air Force for clearances and a lot of things you will have to study. And same thing is there with the other two services also. And you'll study till you actually become almost 45, 50. And even then the learning doesn't stop.
Okay. Interesting. ग्रेट। सर ये तो एकेडमिक्स का आपने बताया। स्पोर्ट्स में सर आई वांट टू आस्क यू व्हाई इज इट सो दैट ट्रूप गेम्स एंड sports like basketball and cross country have more value than sports like squash, golf, or tennis? Amongst the cadets, at least. I don't know the officers'
No, no,
point
it
of view.
is no, no. See, I will. There is no difference in thought process in this. The thing is very clear. See, if you how many matches will you see the practicality of it? I will give you a totally different angle. If you
Sir,
want all the cadets to play tennis and they will become the best tennis players, but will he be able to play with his troops?
no, sir.
He will definitely see, even if he knows a little bit, even if he's a third string type or even if he's fifth string type for that matter, he knows when he is going to the unit, because in the unit the men will play this game. So that is one point. The
Okay.
second point is we don't say see the battalion games are there. There is battalion tennis competition.
Okay.
Only thing is, it is not in the level of the same. If there is, if all 1,700 cadets have to play tennis, see the time required, see the number of courts, see the infrastructure which is required.
And so boxing, because one does boxing in academy, but then
Mm.
after he gets commissioned, he only coaches or trains his regimental team. Like I've
Yeah, yeah.
not seen.
See, I will tell you what is my personal view on this aspect, which you talk about. Why so much of emphasis on boxing and cross country? See, this I realized when I became a Div-O.
Sir,
See, cross country is one competition where it's not the best guy who makes. Like I remember, I had one guy who used to lead the academy in
sir.
81st course also and 83rd course also.
Okay.
But we were not coming first, no? हम लोग fifth, sixth ही है ना?
Yes, sir.
He's not giving any additional point. He's giving as many points as a medalist or stroke first enclosure. But when the whole squad closes out by fourth enclosure, because it's a mass group wala thing, in
Yes, you're
which
right.
each cadet, the guy who is coming in sixth enclosure, if he comes in fifth enclosure, he's contributing the same as a guy who's coming from second to first. Not literally the same, but what I'm trying to say is ki from his side, the effort is complete.
Sir.
So, and I've seen people improve enclosures. My own postmates who used to start in the, like if you ask me, I was a third enclosure type in my first term. I passed out as a medalist. So now, see, now if you look at this aspect, see
Sir.
it is the squad which has made me run and they motivated me. I still remember I came in second enclosure in my second term. One cross country captain told me कि ना तू medalist बन सकता है.
Okay.
And it took 4 terms. So I was working on it, and the squad also was working on it. So this is how, and I think that is one aspect. Without getting diverged, I would say that group games may like football, oh yeah, hockey, oh, you will find that more people play and your leadership skills. See, if you have been a fifth string hockey player, when you were sixth termer, you were the captain.
Yes.
I remember my fifth string Delta Squad won the first position and Cadet Nair was on the top of the world. Actually, because he says कि बेटे तुमको तो आता है यार हमको कुछ नहीं आता है फिर भी हम जीत गए. Because now that is how no see he's actually made them win
Yes, sir. बिल्कुल.
because
So
their
you
leadership comes out.
yes, sir. So you trained which all courses in India?
99 to 100, 506. I've seen
Okay. This is which
107
year?
came and 2000 June to 2002 June.
Okay. Okay.
They are colonels now.
ओके ग्रेट सर आपने पिछले वीडियो में बताया था एक इंसिडेंट वेयर few of your students met you in while in service, so how was that feeling?
It's very heartening and battalion commander 3 was incidentally I had a tenure also with him. So you feel very nice. You feel very satisfied also that
बिल्कुल
you feel I would say quite pride the feeling आती है कि आपको अच्छा लगता है.
सर फ्रॉम अ
Like
कैडेट्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू It is like while training you are always cursing them कि यार
Yeah.
इसको कोई काम ही नहीं है यार, फिर आ गए मेरे केबिन में, या मतलब you think like that. But when you come outside, like now if I meet my divisional officers or even my squadron commanders, तो I would be very grateful to them, like कि आप लोगों ने इतना effort हमारे पे किया. So I think that is what happens over the period of years.
Yeah, definitely.
Sir, you have attended Rovers first as a cadet and then also as an instructor multiple times. So, what is about Rovers which makes it probably one of the toughest camps in this age group in the world?
Yeah, in this age group, it is the toughest. And see, Rovers में आप greenhorn में, as the name says, you are a greenhorn.
Sir.
In Rovers, certain competitions are there, which it is like you are competing as a, you are around 19 years then.
Sir.
And if you actually see, look at it, your physical fitness is at the peak. Because in the senior terms, you will
Fourth term, yeah.
you will start slightly shamming, because the same amount of ragda which you have been taking will it starts coming down. So you are at the peak. At that
Sir.
peak, you are actually competing. And see, fourth term का जो rovers होता है, I personally have utilized it as a Div-O to decide the appointments,
Okay.
because that is the correct time where you know the group dynamics. Now I am a GTO, I'll tell you. See, I got the idea of becoming a GTO by doing rovers only. In that,
Okay.
you observe the guy who carries the stretcher, who carries the LMG, who is doing the map reading, who is the cribber. You will hear everything in the group.
Okay.
Everything will be heard by you, because if you keep your ears open as a Div-O, you know that what is happening in the group. आपको you don't have to need any. See, there will be some cadets जो div officer के सामने कभी भी बात नहीं करते हैं, but in the group they are taken, their word is taken as gospel. ग्रुप को वो एक्चुअल लीड कर रहा होता है. इसका इंसाइट
बिल्कुल.
हमें as when you observe them in rovers, see what is rovers, it's like group testing. I'll tell you an anomaly for this, like, no, or rather I would say, I'll put it this way: you have the Josh runs, you have the pivot pitching, you have the खाना
Camouflage
पकाओ,
concealment,
camouflage
survival
बनने
training.
लगी, survival training. See, these are all various tasks. Social fields,
Yes.
as I was telling. Each social field, कोई नौटंकी में अच्छा करता है, कोई ग्रुप गेम्स में, कैंप गेम्स में अच्छा करता है, कोई जोश में अच्छा करता है क्योंकि उनका मैप रीडर अच्छा है. एंड यू विल फाइंड दैट सिर्फ जोश में भागते हैं लोग.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
पेन को, आई मीन, यू रन 30 किलोमीटर्स एवरी डे, आफ्टर थर्ड और फोर्थ डे यू विल हैव सम प्रॉब्लम. कुछ नहीं तो कोई नेल चुभ रहा है आपको, आपका बूट में
2
से,
bites.
हाँ, शू बाइट कर रहा है आपको, कुछ तो हो सकता है आपको, बट स्टिल यू विल फाइंड दैट द स्पिरिट इज अनडॉन्टेड. तो दैट्स व्हाट मेक्स रोवर्स वन ऑफ द, and they all want to prove themselves. No, by fourth term, when you come to fifth term, you want to tell the squad that I have come first or second in Josh.
बिल्कुल सर.
So, because you stamp that authority in the squadron, because you will become the princess. No? Next year you will become fifth term. Next term you will be the fifth termer. So you want to come with a very, you want to stamp your authority.
बिल्कुल सर. I like how you called fifth term as a princess. Great. Sir, rovers में wet rovers or the rovers in rain or dry rovers like in summers?
Rain. Dry
Why
is,
sir?
I feel dry is more because I am 85th course, no?
Oh, अच्छा, okay.
It rained in our green on, it rained in our rovers, it rained in our Torna
Okay.
also.
Okay. I am 139, sir. I have also seen wet rovers green on, but it's. I feel like it rained too much and it filled up our trenches and
Yeah,
we
it
could
happens.
sleep also.
Yeah, but I feel dehydration wala is, I've seen both the
हाँ.
rovers as a Div-O.
Okay.
Dehydration is a big problem with summer terms.
Okay.
And it's
Great.
a serious, I mean, if you don't, if the cadets don't take precaution, incidents have happened.
Okay.
I don't deny that this, which is, it might be almost difficult. I'm not saying this is easier or less, but it's got its own challenges.
Few years back, there was a cadet Sultan from Bravo Squadron. He was a foreign cadet. So unfortunately, he passed away during his Josh run. And even one of our course-mates, he was doing green on with the junior course. He had missed his green horn and he also had fainted during the route. So yes, dehydration is, I think you're right that way. Sir, ODT pe, you had said ki there were ODT is like quite extensive drill, equitation. So can you like elaborate on that?
See, ODTs ka main thing is, one is the physical training, which the PT subs train you so that you pass those physical tests and things like that. Then comes the drill or the PT parade. Then games में आपको मैंने I've already covered the riding portion, the swimming test. So these are the major portions of your ODT which are graded by the instructors.
Sir.
And when you talk of games, it's squad games, battalion games, and academy teams also. See, in squad games, everybody has to participate. And then in battalion games, which are like, again, the same concept comes what you had asked about, tennis or handball or golf, whatever. So that is fewer people. And then comes the academy team. Academy team में अगर आप select हो जाते हो, तो that means you already come to a particular level of proficiency. So each thing has got different points and things like that. Riding is graded by the instructors. Swimming also is graded. And there are some mandatory tests in all these things. So this makes the candidate, I would say, confident. A lot of OLQs will be affected by this.
Sir. And sir, how did you used to deal with bad discipline type cadets? Like they used to come from
Okay.
other squadrons. They used to get relegated multiple times or even, single time. So because after you get relegated for discipline, your squadron is changed. At least what used to happen in my time.
Yeah, same thing.
So how do you like? What is the approach in squadron office? कि यार इसको इस बार ऐसे sort out करना है या कैसे कर? What is the deal?
No, sort out karna is not the aim of the squad office. See, if somebody has done some indiscipline, some squad, and comes to your squad, what are you trying to find out? You will find out firstly, you'll try to counsel him. You'll try to find out what the depth is. See, a lot of times, I'll give you one example. There was a candidate or a cadet from Alpha Squad. I'll not take the name, but in cross country, in the final day, he found that he actually was realizing that he was expected in third enclosure, but he started realizing people who are in fifth enclosure are around him.
Okay.
He panicked. He thought that he will actually pull the squad down. So at one stage he made a shortcut. Now he came almost within the first 10.
Oh shit.
Now he counted the number of guys and he thought he's safe. He's 16, 17, and he entered. But they gave him 15 ka token. So he became, and one of the senior cadets who was actually a medalist, he found out that यार ये मेरे सामने नहीं था ये. In fact, he let other people overtake him. So he knew that this guy is not ahead of him. How has he reached? So he put him up or whatever. So finally, now this boy, I was also a cadet then. But I realized that he actually has misplaced. See, a lot of things go misplaced, I would say, value system. Like people will say, हमारा squad के लिए ये कर दो. So you will try to educate them. You will try to make them in the. It is not that you get behind him and sort him out. See, there are a lot of indiscipline. I would not like to. Each case is different. It is not that कि उसको आ गया तो हम उसको sort out करेंगे. हम उसको opportunity देना चाहिए. so that he improves, because finally it is not easy to just send anybody out like that, because I would say, not because it's not, it should not be done that way, because he's come across a lot of path to come to a third term, fourth term, whatever. SSBs have come, thereafter he's been trained. So this, nobody views him, people view them in a sympathetic way, not as a मुकरा है, इसको sort out करना है, इसको किसी तरह बाहर भेजना है, ऐसा नहीं है.
Okay. And sir, what are the few charges जिसके ऊपर you can get direct withdrawal? Is there any charge like that?
See, I would not like to mention such things. See, any act of moral turpitude
Okay.
is not viewed in a, see, stealing and this thing, it's not viewed easily. Like this person who had cut the cross country, it was viewed very seriously by, or hitting the juniors or getting some. These are the charges which are very, very because in academy you will find that using somebody else's swimming trunk or packs, or it's not considered within the cadets. The view is different, but from the top it's totally different. Managing is what they say.
Managing.
So that may not be viewed, and people don't act nasty with these people. They know that they have to be told, because the loyalties of the squadron, of the course, and lot of things play in this. So the correct thing has to be taught.
There was a guest lecture I remember the officer was talking about honor code. I will not lie, cheat, or steal. So he said that it has been picked up, I think, from West Point,
Yeah, yeah.
and one part has been omitted from that. That was that I will also not let others do it or something like that, which has been omitted. So, do you think if that is like it should not have been omitted or like
No, I see. It's beyond the scope of you and me to decide this, because I'll tell you, it cannot be. It is not a personal view like this.
so,
There must be some body which has decided. See, it is a job of the DS and the seniors also. If somebody is doing something wrong, like I remember somebody was doing something like picking up things and all, it was brought to me,
okay,
and the cadet was punished,
okay,
and he was withdrawn also. When he repeated it, that's it.
okay. Sir, many aspirants who are watching this video, they would be soon joining or in near time future, they would join the NDA or any other academy. So one common thing I've seen is medical injuries and problems which happen in India. And I'm sure you also definitely would have seen many cadets get hurt in academy. So how can one take care, or is it कि it's absolutely luck based कि मेरे हाथ में ही नहीं है? Or injury management can be like I remember during cross country and all, our seniors used to help us manage our shin pain, yeah, muscle tear and muscle pull. But how can one take care of not getting hurt in like major injuries?
This is a very valid point, and now that you told me last time that you've been to sports medicine center, and
Sir,
see, I also got my information there. See, why will a cadet get injured? See, the major areas where they get injured are horse riding,
yes,
hockey,
yes,
football. You will not find people
vault.
getting injured in the PT field when the SAB is there.
Saab generally takes care.
See, you will find that these are the areas where, like, now, if you ask me, ODT में ही ज्यादा आपको दिखता है.
Sir,
लेकिन I know cases where there are medical injuries when they're not doing ODTs.
yes,
There are cases where they are squad का कुछ कर रहे हैं अंदर squad के. It is absolutely not related to anything related to ODT. But still they get injured. And another thing is management of when you are sick. like you mentioned about one cross-country captain, 82nd course in Descon. He didn't want to
DCC.
report sick. TCC Mutkal sir, he didn't report sick only because he didn't, as a leader, he didn't want to say that I am. See, these are all false sense of the which need to be curbed, and it comes as a culture in the squadron. CSM will say no reporting sick for next 10 days. It cannot be possible. So these kind of orders, जो draconian होते हैं, it may appear and जो it depends on the candidate or the cadet to pick up the right thing. Like I know that he's a very good map reader. He's got a knee injury, but they're saying, okay, go for the camp, come back. No, he might get his injury might get worsened. I know a case like this. That's why I'm telling you.
But
So
how do
now,
you deal with that, sir? It's like
see, it depends on
not
the
in the cadet's
individual.
hand.
No, no,
It's
no.
like
It's not in
ultimately
the no, 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 no,
seniors.
no. It is not in the it is absolutely in the cadet's hand too. I'm not denying that see he has to pipe up. He
Okay.
has to pipe up, and there has to be. And this I have always told my cadets that see there should be a. This happens even in flying.
So
When somebody is not well and he's not reporting and he's not telling anybody, so he's actually. I mean, this can happen in an exercise when he's doing in the army. So this thing is to be, there has to be a line which has to be drawn that this is go and this is no go. Now, after a certain time, you will find that most often than not, any medical injury will hamper the training of the cadet in a big way. In a very big way, you will find that uska knee toot gaya, neither he can run, neither he can do PT test. And if it happens in the senior terms, then there is nobody to run behind him. So then he will put on weight, and then this kind of, if the tendency is there to put on weight. And then he will say that he's not able to do those mandatory tests also at times. And there are cases like this.
yes, sir.
So it is up to the candidate who is supposed to say that, okay, this is go, this is no go. And this thought that it is not in the cadet's hand. That is again, I would not say that it is true. It is up to the candidate where he has to see if somebody is manhandling and if you're taking it. So as a cadet, you should be stopping. You should say where it is, where you have to draw a line. Somebody comes and slaps you, you take it, then you're taking it. So you should not be taking it, no? That is also part of training. I
I
mean, I'm
agree.
saying,
I agree with you, sir. But on ground, it becomes very tough to report your seniors. Or
see, it depends on,
I
I
know
will
you
also
would
say,
understand because you yourself are in Ex-NDA. But चलो सर, other than this, आप कुछ ऐसा बताओ अपने, आप yourself have been Ex-NDA, तो any memorable incident which you remember during your training?
during my training,
Yes, sir.
yeah, Rovers
Any
was a
anecdote?
very, no, no, my Rovers was a very special one, wherein
Sir.
we started off in the approach march, and I would say we, one of my boisterous friend, he ate the DS lunch. So when he said, okay, open your lunch and then have it, so then his lunch was not there. Maybe he got a bit angry. Then thereafter, well, coming by the time we reached, he made us climb one over the other and made up and down some mountains. So then after that, we got very late in the evening.
Sir.
So one of the boys had fallen down somewhere.
Oh,
Neither
sir.
me nor my Div-O could realize that we are not counting correctly. So by
Sir.
the time we reached there, we lost one guy. Then we lost a rifle butt. We lost one rifle. The rifle was given to my Div-O only. The rifle butt was with another, the CQMS. He picked up one rifle butt and he kept it with himself. But that rifle was taken by another cadet. And in the
Okay.
night march, he realized butt nahi hai. So रात को वहां से ढूंढना कर रहा था. And somehow we found it. Then we found one map case. We lost one map case. And we lost one map. And before the campfire, my Divo came with a compass crew. He said, I'm sure it must be yours. And then we said, yes, sir, हमारा एक home है.
So
So,
many control stores in one night.
yeah, it was a real Rovers actually, ROVRS, no?
Yes, sir.
So, So actually the camp commandant was very furious on the day one only, because he felt that you dropped one guy intentionally and you didn't care and things like that. So he gave orders that everybody has to punish us wherever we are found. So then the next 4 days we were like this. And the last day my DO told कि यार अभी तक जो हो गया अब जोश में कुछ करना है, last जोश वाला. So we
Sir.
came second.
Oh
And
God.
I think because, and you'll not believe, I still remember Hunter Squad overtook us and they came first. They overtook us because we were actually really, I would say, gone beyond the limit, because our people were putting in efforts, but we
Sir.
were probably more tired than the other people, because every night, day, we were actually doing some activity or other. So this is
Sir,
one of the rare
second
incidents.
overall, second Josh mein.
No, not overall. Only Josh run we came
Okay,
second.
okay.
Rest all right, because camp bivak pitching we came after the competition finished. We came around 4:30 or so. The competition has already finished by the time we
Oh
reached.
God.
And in the first Josh run, I think we lost a rifle. And in the second Josh run, I think we lost one map.
Oh
And
God.
incidentally, the rifle was given by an old lady to my own Div-O. And Sardarji officer was there, and he was actually briefed that bamboo works always and every time. So my previous course came second. So he thought that he will use the same technique. It didn't work out so great for us, that's all. So this is one
Great.
of the rarest of, I would say, I have not seen any rovers like this, because I did some rovers as a Div-O, where every day we used to think that something is going to be lost. After some time, we thought something is going to be lost.
Sir,
So
who was your ball partner?
I didn't have a ball partner.
Okay,
There is an
stag.
anecdote to it.
You went stag.
No, I would say that my seniors had briefed me that you don't have to do much. Take
Okay.
liberty and go in your blazer and all. Go to that
Yeah.
Purab restaurant area. Then you will find somebody will come to you. You can talk and you can get her. But it didn't happen with me and my friend. So we had a thali in Purab and came back. We had a standby day also, but we thought that it's not going to work out that way. But there's no sweat actually. All the people who had partners also after some time were doing stag only with us.
Yeah, because the girl gets tired and all, then you just
Yeah,
leave
whatever
her.
reason, I don't know whether the girl is getting tired, but I know that after some time they are all with us only, who had a partner also. As a duo, you see
Yeah.
different. Now there are more number of girls because it's well connected.
Sir.
In my time, it was 90s and all, no? So basically, there were not so many ladies coming for dance or whatever. So I would say there were less number, but when I was a Divo, I saw more number of ladies to be dancing and things like that.
Great.
Maybe in your time it must be much more.
Oh, much more. So in my time, girls used to come from AFMC also. So they
Okay.
had some tie-up. So many got to know on the last day that they have a ball partner. So
Okay.
because you were supposed to accompany some lady from AFMC. It was good fun. Academy was good fun. Sir, एक cold coffee pastry did you like? आप शौकीन थे cold coffee pastry या you
Yeah,
were like
every
it's
cadet will
general?
be fond of cold coffee and pastry and all. Saturday, I think, is the time when it comes. You
Sir.
come back from club, bhagte hue. I used to have my club in Peacock Bay and Equitation lines. So I
Okay.
used to come so in my senior terms also. So I used to uh, like I was in you will it's not only me. I think every cadet will like the tipsy pudding and cold coffee pastry and jalebi from the, I would say, the canteen or cafeteria there.
Great. On that note, thank you so much, sir, for coming as a guest. It was an honor and a privilege to talk. And sir, जाने से पहले any instructions or a message for the candidates who would be joining any academy, apart even like
Yeah.
other than NDA also all academies. कोई message?
See, as far as any academy you join, you are bracing up for training.
Sir.
So when you go there, you may not be all your accolades and all your achievements they are with you, but for that particular task, like when I say training, no, it is something like no cat or a tiger will touch fire, but a trainer will teach the tiger to jump into that ring which has got fire. So for this, you must be open. That is training. No? It's a trained tiger, it will become. So
Sure.
what you might be a tiger, but when you go there, you may not be doing what you actually want every time. So there will be a lot of things which you will not be liking to do in a free will. But the training is aimed in such a way, if you look at it in a positive way, you will get to know that there are a number of things. First thing, as I told you, academics are very important. They are more important. And in fact, we didn't discuss about the service subjects. They are, I would say, they make your entry into the service. Your service number later on will depend on the I would say, what is your merit in the next
Academy.
academy,
Finishing
next
academy.
academy, finishing academy.
Yes.
So your academics make a lot of difference. So please don't ignore that, whether you are in IMA, AFA, or anywhere. Second point is about your discipline. Discipline should be like you should have a very clear cut. Don't get carried away by the, I would say, what the
Harder right than easier wrong.
harder right
Sir.
than the easier wrong. That is always better. So they never get into anything which is. I'm not saying be so OG that it hurts,
Sir.
but you need to be smart enough not to get into things which are actually harmful to you. Third, and the most important thing I would say is that you must be very clear about the fact that you should not get injured. Injury can actually pull you down in a very bad way. So how do you avoid? Like you said, I know that you were not very happy to say that it is not in the cadet's hand. It's not like that. It may have happened with some people. But one needs to rise up to that place wherein, see, that's where I say that the value system which the cadet tells the other guy. And there are a lot of things like I was told that torchy banega. Matlab, it's a disgraceful thing kind of a thing. Torchy nahi banna. In fact, I never wanted to be a torchy. And 3-pointers are reward. Like, oh, good, your 3-pointer and stud, PT stud. So, see, this is how the cadets might think about, but that's not OLQ. No, you have got skewed approach. So, when it comes to medical emergency or medically, if you may have to push yourself, but there should be a time when you draw your line. So, this is the third and the most important thing is about medical emergency. Don't lose a term because you got injured. So this is my third and the most important thing. So keep yourself fit, never get caught for discipline, and aim to pass all the things. It may take second attempt also is okay if you are passing PT and not doing indiscipline.
Sir.
That's it.
Great. On that note, thank you so much, sir. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. And I think your discussion with you is very fruitful because other than you, I've never met someone जो इतना experienced है in the form of training. Because like मैंने बताया पिछले वीडियो में, for our aspirants, sir was an instructor in NDA, AFA, DIPR, and then he was also an instructor at the Delhi government school, which was there for armed forces aspirant. So, and now he is running his own sanstha called Sainik Gurookool. So do check it out. The link and the number is in description. And बस that's all. जय हिंद. And like, share, subscribe करो इस वीडियो को maximum अपने दोस्तों के साथ spread करो for those who want to join and those who are joining any military academy. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Simrat.